What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And this one I want to break down what's going on with the overall market, what you should be watching for moving forward. I'm also going to talk about Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers, and why the market is holding up quite nicely so far. Before I break anything down about what's going on with Tesla stock, the news affecting Tesla, and how the technicals are looking so far, let me just mention a couple of things. I am personally not a financial planner, so take none of this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Webull link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Webull, the link down below, and deposit any amount of money into the account, you are guaranteed up to 12 free stocks. The offer ends in just about 2 days, so check it out before they run out. Anyways, let's break down what's going on with Tesla and the market. As of right now, the market is trying to hold up, but we have some very, very mixed signals for the very short term. But for the more medium term, I would say the market is looking a lot more clear. So what do I mean by that? Basically, when you look at Tesla, it's still trying to hold up quite decently, but Tesla has this strong resistance right here at this 247 area where it has been rejecting off of. I also want to mention that there's a possible head and shoulders right here that's developing on Tesla, but no guarantees it's going to play out or not as of right now. It's kind of flat right now, so we're going to be watching to see if Tesla could break above 247.07 and continue to invalidate this head and shoulders and start pushing even higher, or if Tesla will end up forming this head and shoulders and then continue to see it play out. So for it to play out, you want to see it break below this very critical support right here, get below 244.7, because on the 30 minutes time frame, that happens to be exactly where or very close to where our 20 EMA happened to be. This is where it was earlier, and it went up just a little bit, but still very close. So if we break below this, we're going to likely see Tesla start to sell off a bit, and that could validate this head and shoulders. So be very careful. There could be a sell-off coming, but at the same time, I'm not promising it, because we could also still break above and hold it, and there's no sign of this truly playing out just yet. It's just very flat right now. But here's the thing about Tesla and the market, okay? Even though the market could sell off a little bit just for the super short term, for the next few days, the market is still looking more bullish in my eyes, because when you zoom out of the charts and look at the 4-hour time frame, Tesla has given us a bullish divergence off the 238 level. We got a very, very nice bounce off of it, and there could be a change in market structure, which we're waiting to validate on Tesla. Now, the PPO is getting a lot tighter, and we're starting to see a lot of bulls stepping in with big orders coming out from lots of these large institutions. We're starting to see call buying increasing on Tesla too, which is a decent sign for the company. Now, this is pretty good for the technicals, and things are looking a lot better, so there could be a bounce coming right about here, and this has more potential to try to get above some key resistance levels. So for the super short term, for the next couple of hours, there's a possible head and shoulders that could play out on Tesla. So watch these levels very carefully. I want everyone to be prepared for this, but just know that this could be another buying opportunity if this does play out, because for the next couple of days, we're still starting to look a little bit more bullish. Looks like Tesla has a bounce coming. It looks more probable looking at the 4-hour time frame. It looks like the market could help it up. Now, I can't promise this until Tesla tries to get back above 250 or so, but I will tell you it's very probable Tesla shows some life and tries to establish a higher low and starts changing its direction, at least to some extent. Now, for SPY, we have something that's looking a lot better than Tesla, at least as of right now. SPY has a potential bullish cross, on the PPO, and we have a very clean looking very positive divergence right over here. Now, SPY does have, just like Tesla, a potential head and shoulders on the smaller time frame. Very small time frames, like the 5-minute has this head and shoulders. So this could play out if we break below this 430.5 area. And if that ends up happening, okay, we could see a slight sell-off on SPY, and this thing could start cooling off in a very healthy manner. If that ends up being the case, that would be completely fine. There's nothing wrong with seeing sell-offs like that. And this could be another buying opportunity, because like I said before, the 4-hour is still looking bullish. So even if we do cool off a little bit for the short term, it looks like this thing is due for a bounce, and we're getting very close to it. And this could be heading towards 434 just temporarily. Now remember, I'm saying this is just a small bounce for the markets because we dropped so hard in such a little period of time. There could always be even more downside for the month of October. So don't necessarily turn way too bullish. Just know that this is just a very healthy bounce that could be forming, and we're getting lots of signals suggesting this. So let me just clarify. For the next few days, the market could bounce more looking at the 4-hour. For the super, super tiny micro timeframes for the people who are scalpers, there is a potential and possible short entry, but be prepared for this to potentially take some time to play out. We have to watch and see if we break below this key support right here to see if this head and shoulders ends up succeeding. So just wait and see. With that said, Apple's looking kind of flat right now. It's been fluctuating between 176 and 177, doing this whole back and forth thing, not really making much progress. And we're going to be watching to see if this head and shoulders plays out on Apple as well. It's looking a little weaker on the 30 minutes time frame, so it could start selling off towards this mid 175 area. But for the much larger time frames, such as the 4 hour time frame, it's still looking a lot better than before. We have a bullish crossover, and this thing has some more potential, trying to get above like 177. So short term, we could drop a tiny bit for the next like hour or so, right? For like I would say medium term in a like different manner. For the medium term, technically, next couple of days, we could see Apple try to uptrend just a tiny bit. If we could try to get above 177, and it's still looking quite decent. The QQQ, just like Tesla and SPY, also happens to have a head and shoulders. So this could end up playing out and leading to a sell-off. There could be a sell-off coming on the triple Q. So be very careful if we break below 358. If we break and hold below that, I mean. If we break above 316 hold it, we could try to invalidate it. As of right now, it's holding, so be very careful with this head and shoulders. That's for the really short term, the next couple of hours. But here's the thing, guys. For the 4 hour time frame, this is still looking more bullish. We're still looking like we're trying to change our direction as of right now. And there is still potential for it to try to get above this 360 area. If we get above 361, I could see that being tested. So watch for this to maybe sell off then bounce. And by tomorrow, we could see this thing make an attempt to rebound. And I think there's a lot of potential for it to do so. On Nvda, we got a very, very nice bounce. I was talking about this thing potentially coming down to fill this gap, then bounce, and then start pushing. I think we came just short of doing that, but then we did get the bounce as I was talking about on Nvda. We have a nice accumulation structure hitting this 420 area. That was my target. We actually went up to like 425. And we do have the potential to technically come all the way up to like this 431 area, if not 433. But we need to see this thing try to hold above these levels very nicely and break 425 over the next couple of days. But overall, it looks a little bit more bullish. Now, could we cool off for the super short term because of these like bearish looking possible structures? We also have a possible head and shoulders on Nvda. Actually, not really a head and shoulders. It's actually just like very, very tight. It's just very tight, not really picking a direction, but it's trying to like downtrend just a little bit. Could retest 418 before trying to bounce. So Nvidia could cool off with the market a bit if the head and shoulders play out. But then don't forget that for the next couple of days, the market could still rebound and start pushing. As we hit October, there could be more downside for the markets, but we're not there yet. And the market is due for a slight bounce, very small one. And that's what's going on so far. Last but not least, I just want to mention that the VIX is looking bearish because on the 30 minutes time frame, we have a bearish divergence, a triple bearish divergence. The VIX might start selling off towards the 16s very soon because of the market pushing up. So there's potential for this market nonetheless. All right, so hopefully this video was helpful for you guys. We're going to be watching these levels carefully. SPY is looking a little bit weaker, but we'll just have to see if we break some key levels. We're still in our range of the day. So watch everything very carefully. Watch Tesla very, very carefully as well. Don't forget to be watching that 244 zone. That's going to be a key support. Getting a slight sell-off towards the end of the day would not be out of the picture, but watch it very carefully and just know that even if that does happen, so long as we establish a higher low relative to before, the market could still uptrend for the next couple of days, even if we do sell off a bit for the super short term. Okay, so I hope that's as clear as possible. Thank you all so much for listening. I will be back in a couple of hours for the final video, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Thank you all so much. Have a good one, and peace out.